only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take. How your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, holy cow, we are celebrating big time today. Today is National Battery Day. No excitement on that one, but I'm also looking here, National Crab Stuffed Flounder Day and National Drink Wine Day. Wait, I thought National Drink Wine Day might be every day. Oh, I guess I am not supposed to say that, but today is National Drink Wine Day. Let's take a look at the markets right now. We're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 257 points. S&P 500 down 22.7. The oil down 43 cents a barrel. Do we even want to look at what that means on the gasoline market? Well, just for fun, we might as well look at gasoline. Obviously, we don't like to talk about gas prices in Venezuela, but national average 244.1. If we were to go over to Missouri, 209.9. Where is the cheapest gas in the land? Well, I'm still hunting for it. 209. I know it's 209.5 is the cheapest, but I can't. Oh, Texas, 209.5 in Texas. Venezuela, though. Yeah, Venezuela, 349.6. Ow! Yeah, we are $1.05 a gallon more than the national average, although we are, about 8-9 cents cheaper than the oil-producing state of Hawaii. Yeah, it fascinates me how we can always be right around the same price as Hawaii, and they don't produce oil there. We produce oil here, yet we have to pay more money than anybody else. Guess why that is? Yes, it is Venezuela. And we get to pay the most in taxes of any state in the union. I guess we vote for that. We get what we pay for or what we desire with our voting rights. But we continue to watch. How about, Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy after sex abuse lawsuits. Again, the Boy Scouts of America filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. It was early this morning after decades of sexual abuse claims within one of the country's largest youth organizations. The petition filed in Delaware bankruptcy court halts the hundreds of lawsuits the Boy Scouts of America is facing that allege sexual misconduct by people within the 110-year-old organization. Not good news for the Boy Scouts of America. It fascinates me, though, because here is the other side of that. Why is it that the girls want to get into the Boy Scouts when the Boy Scouts have these sexual abuse cases? I'm just throwing that out there. I wonder what the parents are thinking. I don't have daughters, but just wonder about that concept right there. Not good news. Speaking of good news, we did see some good news yesterday. I don't know if you were watching. Obviously, the Daytona 500, it was postponed from Sunday. They had a lot of great events there on Sunday. Obviously, the president did the the Air Force One did a flyover of the Daytona 500. President Trump was the Grand Marshal. Actually, then he took a lap in the Beast. That is the presidential limousine. All of that went on Sunday. Then they delayed the race because of rain, had to delay it until Monday. So that was a fascinating. Ironically enough, and I'm not a big Daytona 500 fan, but from what I've been reading, Fox Sports never even covered the finish of the race. So they didn't show the idea of Denny Hamlin winning his third Daytona 500, 3 out of the last 5 years. They were watching the crash. Ryan Newman sent to the hospital following a crash on the final lap. Apparently he is in stable condition. It's very serious, but stable is the way they put it. So that's just one of those issues that's going on there from the Daytona 500. Thoughts and prayers go out to Ryan Newman. Again, hospitalized. It wasn't a lot. After they announced the comment that he was in serious, stable condition, that was the last of the commentary with regard to his status. So we are wishing the best for him. What else is going on in the news that we need to cover today? Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos launching an Earth Fund to invest $10 billion to help preserve and protect the natural world. Love that one. Just saw this. The Bezos bought a new mansion here in Southern California, $165 million. Spent more on that than Amazon pays in taxes. I just throw that out there for you. News of the day, Apple warns it does not expect to meet Q2 revenue expectations given lower product supply and reduced demand in China due to the coronavirus. We're seeing that Walmart made similar comments, although their earnings numbers did come out in a strong manner today. Saw that one doing a little bit better there. Alan Dershowitz in the news again. Dershowitz is quote saying, quote, Obama personally asked the FBI to investigate somebody on behalf of George Soros, unquote. That'll be interesting to see where that one goes. And we're seeing a lot of the commentary from some of the Justice Department stating that Attorney General William Barr should step down because he's doing his job. Does that make sense to anybody? So here's the issue there is the Attorney General says this does not make any sense, looking for a 7 to 9 year prison sentence for Roger Stone for lying to Congress, lying to the FBI. Yet a rapist on average gets 4.2 years. Does that make any sense to anybody? Now, the Attorney General, he does lead the Department of Justice, so he has the right to overrule the people that work for him. Now, those 1,000 people that signed the letter asking the Attorney General to resign, I think the Attorney General ought to ask for their resignations, being that their insubordination might be the term. If you go against your boss, do you have any hope of being able to keep your job? I just throw that out there. Committee Chair, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham slammed Barr's critics, saying they have a political agenda separate from upholding the rule of law. And we saw that Andrew McCabe, they're not even going to file any charges against him. I wonder if these 1,100 states or these attorneys from the Department of Justice think Andrew McCabe should be getting 7 to 9 years, or is only people that are associated with the president? I bet you can guess the answer to that one, can't you? Got a lot to cover for you today. We've got a good broadcast lined up. How trusted professionals make home buying easier to understand, the overlooked financial advantages of home ownership, top states for higher education, the 2020 edition, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams?
Solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the Mortgage Minute today, being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to make the phone call, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 245.84. The NASDAQ down 38.32. S&P 500 down 23.78. 10-year Treasury down 4 basis points. 154.9 is the yield. Mortgage-backed securities are up at 102.08. All the news is about the coronavirus. It's coming out right now. Combination, it's not so much today, it's not about the infected or the deaths as much as what it's doing to the stock market. Again, as I mentioned in the first segment, stocks lower this morning after Apple warned that the coronavirus will impact corporate profits and the global economy. As a result, Apple shares are down Apple shares are down. I got to look at this because I don't think the number they have in front of me here is correct. Let me get the right number for you. Let's see here. Apple shares down 8.97 right now. Weighing again the average down. Additionally, Walmart had similar reports that the coronavirus had affected their quarterly earnings. Mortgage bonds slightly higher to start the week. The Empire State Manufacturing Survey, which measures manufacturing in the New York region, was reported at 12.9. This figure has been erratic to both the upside and downside. Today's reading was much stronger than last month's 4.8 and better than the estimates of 4.0. And when we see things like that that are very erratic, we basically want to take a longer time frame approach, looking at what the numbers are from a longer point. National Association of Home Builders released their housing market index, which is near real-time reading on builders' confidence. Today's report, which is for February, decreased 1 point to 74, but is still at a very strong level and only 2 points off a 20-year high. Within the report, current sales decreased 1 point to 80. Sales expectations fell 1 point to 79. Buyer traffic was down 1 point to 57. Remember that a reading above 50 signals expansion. So that is some good news right there on the housing market, on the housing report. So we watch that one for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to make the call again, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Again, if you're looking for that first home, low down payment options, they are all there. Watch that number for you all the time. Bank discounts for young Americans that make life a little bit easier. 7 banks have changed their balance thresholds. Does that matter a lot to anybody? Does anybody really watching that? Or are young people saving money? American college students may be familiar with the price of tuition, financial aid, grants, and scholarships, but they may not be well versed in financial literacy or know the best ways to save money while they study. Some of the country's leading commercial excuse me, some of the got a frog in my throat here. Some of the country's leading commercial banking institutions recognize that cash-strapped college students need special accommodations and have tailor-made checking accounts for young adults. Several banks drop balance thresholds, advertise low, no fees, and offer digital banking features like Apple Pay that capture the attention of Americans aged 24 or younger. So to stretch the budget with the aid of these banks that aim to provide students with a financial safety net, perks along the way. Number one, TD Ameritrade. No minimum balance or monthly fee with TD Bank student checking account. As long as you're under 24 years of age, TD Bank customers enjoy perks like free debit card that syncs with your smartphone wallet, mobile banking, and online banking. Chase, available to college students the ages of 17 to 24. Chase's college checking account waives all monthly service fees for 5 years. To sweeten the deal, Chase will throw a little seed money your way with a $100 offer incentive when you open your account with a deposit greater than $25. PNC Bank waiving their monthly service charges for 6 years and offers one courtesy refund of any overdraft item. Wells Fargo, deposit just $25 unlocks a wealth of banking perks with Wells Fargo, the biggest bank in the country. Account owners 17 to 24 will have $10 monthly fee waived and still have access to the bank's network of more than 13,000 ATMs and secure online banking. And Bank of America doesn't want the looming threat of overdraft hanging over the head with its Advantage Safe Balance banking account, those ages 16 to 24. Eligible to open the account with just $25, no monthly fees. SunTrust, hallmark of Southeast, SunTrust Essential Checking for Students, simplifies banking. Customers have no monthly maintenance fees for 5 years, and if you can't get to one of the bank's 1,200 branches, No fee, mobile deposit, mobile pay, bill pay, and seamless sync with Apple Pay. So that is just one of the benefits there of being a college student. Now, we have started our program. I've been kind of teasing this for quite a while, that we're going to be doing seminars to help our young people and their families with college financial planning. We understand that there is about $2.7 billion in grants available that people are not taking. Why would they not take the grants that are available when there's of all this money? Well, it's very simple. It is strictly a case of ignorance. And I don't say stupidity, because that's not the case. Again, $2.6 billion went unclaimed in 2018 federal aid. Here's the issue: is people don't realize that they need to fill out the FAFSA form. 35% of families don't submit a FAFSA because they don't think they'll qualify and/or they don't understand it. So part of the Nonprofit Speakers Bureau that we've associated with, Ron Siegel Radio, we're going to do seminars. If your company or organization wants us to come out and do a seminar for you explaining this. Now, be aware, a lot of schools have endowment funds. They've got grants. They've got non-need-based funding. That means it's people that have money that qualify for funds. Well, it all starts with the FAFSA form. We're going to show you in our seminars how you can actually get more money from the government to go to a private, or not from the government, from a private school, than going directly through a state school or community college. So if you want information on that, Ron at ronsiegelradio.com. We have that information, and we can put together a conversation with you at the school of your choice or at a local library, Total Wine and More being today's Drink Wine Day. A lot of different places where we can do this for you. All you have to do is give us a call at 800-306-1990. Ask one of our ladies in the office to help you schedule an event with the team. I'll actually come out, do the seminar. The team comes out. There are done-for-you options as well, so that's kind of a big deal. A lot of people don't want to get involved in doing the whole program. So if you're like me and you'd just rather have somebody do it for you, that is an option as well. So we have the done-for-you option. We'll give you some of the data on how to do it yourself. Put it out there for you. It's a great program that we're getting involved with. The back-end service company that's helping us with this actually has about 25 years of experience. So it's not like you're just getting somebody that's their first time dealing with the FAFSA forms or the CSS profiles. A lot of opportunity there for you. So we just want to make it easy for you. Again, as a free service from Ron Siegel Radio, come out and do that whole discussion with you, giving you all the information we possibly can on the program. Got a lot more to go with you. We're going to come back in just a couple minutes, get started with the how trusted professionals make home buying easier to understand, the overlooked financial advantages of home ownership, top states for higher education, the 2020 edition. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few. some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the real-time real estate segment today. Being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. NEST, N-E-S-T, 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. How trusted professionals make home buying easier to understand. In the spring, many excited buyers get ready to enter the housing market. Others continue dreaming about the homes they'd like to buy. The truth is, many potential buyers continue to dream longer than they need to, simply because they're confused about the home buying process. Thankfully, working with a trusted real estate professional can help ease those concerns and make the process to home ownership much easier to understand. A recent survey conducted by Ipsen and Freddie Mac reveals the confidence level of Gen Z and millennial buyers regarding the home buying process. I'm going to try and share with you this graph that we have from them. Let me see if I can get this puppy to every once in a while we get a graph and I don't get it into our it's my fault. Yes, I know. I don't get it over to my team quick enough. And then we're trying to get it all done in a short period of time while I'm on air. And that becomes a little bit challenging, especially when I try and give them the cues. But again, this is a Freddie Mac survey. And let me see if I can get it quickly and easily over to the team. Give me about 30 seconds while we're talking about these home buyers. It is fascinating. I have a couple of young people in my house. And yes, we do talk to them on a regular basis about buying their own home. It's important because I just saw the stat just this weekend when I was listening and studying. And our friend Steve Harney comes up with some great information on a regular basis. But people selling their homes, and yes, we're holding our homes longer than we ever have in the past, but people selling their homes are, I can't find the bloody thing there for you. I'm trying to get this screen up on the broadcast so that you have it. But people, that's what we did there. That's the problem. Okay. So people are holding their homes a little longer than they had been. And they're now at a 9 or 10 year hold. When they go to sell their home, they've got on the national numbers, $65,000 in equity. And a lot of folks don't realize that you think about holding your home and getting that kind of extra equity, that's a national number. And Southern California, we're about 2.5 times the national averages when we talk about home prices. So we can assume that our that $65,000 is going to be probably closer to $120,000 or $150,000 in Southern California. So that's just a big amount of money that you need to understand is out there on the table. So here's the graph I was telling you about that I want you to have information about. So this is the Ipsen Freddie Mac. Again, the confidence level of Gen Z and millennial buyers regarding the home buying process. The graph I'm sharing on our broadcast right now, if you're watching on ronsiegelradio.tv, shows the breakdown of the top results, clearly indicating there's a significant portion of younger buyers who are not yet confident with some of the steps in the home buying process. Between the home buying process and the mortgage process, there are 230 possible steps in the transaction. With trusted professionals on your side, you certainly don't have to know all of them to have a successful experience. There are many reasons why these steps can change as you move through each one. Depending on your personal circumstances, the term of your mortgage and the type of loan you use, the path you take may need to vary. That's why guidance and support from the experts is imperative. In addition to the process itself, respondents in the survey definitely expressed concerns about understanding the types of loans available There's over 100 different types of loans that are available from the Siegel lending team. How many do you think you know about? Most people say, I want a 30-year fixed rate loan. Okay, that's 1 out of 100. How many of them are the other ones do you think you know about? And is it possible that maybe one of those would be better, or the others would be better for you? Here are a couple. FHA loans guaranteed by the Federal Housing Administration for first-time buyers. They generally enable qualified buyers to enter the housing market with a lower down payment. Conventional. These loans that usually require a larger down payment. Repeat buyers usually use these types of loans since they have an established credit history as well as more money from the sale of their previous home. That's equity for a bigger down payment. VA, loans available for veterans of the United States Armed Forces and their spouses. They are guaranteed by the Department of Veterans Affairs. USDA loans for those living in rural and suburban areas. A qualified lender can issue a USDA home loan, and they are guaranteed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Interest rates is another one. Interest rates also popped up as a common area of confusion among Gen Z and millennial respondents in the survey. With today's rates hovering at near historic lows, it's a fantastic time for buyers to get more house for their money in the current market. Why? When mortgage rates are this low and wages are increasing as they are today, overall affordability increases, enabling home buyers to stretch their mortgage dollars further. It's just another area where a trusted professional can help simplify the process and give guidance along the way. Bottom line, there are many possible steps in a real estate transaction, but they don't have to be confusing. To understand your best course of action, let's get together and chat about what makes sense for you, what makes sense for your family. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. If you already have your dream home, text SLT Home Digest to 79564. That's going to tell you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property. That's going to tell you what the market believes about your property. More good information, all totally free, from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. So let's also look at the financial advantages of home ownership, and there are many clear financial benefits to owning a home: increasing equity, building net worth, growing appreciation, and more. If you are a renter, it's never too early to make a plan for how home ownership can propel you toward a stronger future. Here's a dive into 3 often overlooked financial benefits of home ownership and how preparing for them can steer you in the direction of greater stability, savings, and predictability. Number 1, you won't always have a monthly housing payment. According to a recent article by the National Association of Realtors, if you've been a lifelong renter, this may sound like a foreign concept. Believe it or not, one day you won't have a monthly housing payment. Unlike renting, you will eventually pay off your mortgage, and your monthly payments will be funding other, possibly more fun things. As a homeowner, someday you can eliminate the monthly payment you make on your house. That's a huge win and a big factor in how home ownership can drive stability and savings in your life. As soon as you buy a home, your monthly housing costs will begin to work for you as forced savings coming in the form of equity. As you build equity and grow your net worth, you can continue to reinvest those savings into your future, maybe even buying that next dream home. Possibilities are truly endless. Number 2, home ownership is a tax break. One thing people who have never owned a home don't always think about are the tax advantages of home ownership. The same piece states, and I quote, both the interest and property tax portion of your mortgage is a tax deduction. As long as the balance of your mortgage is less than the total price of your home, the interest is 100% deductible on your tax return, unquote. And again, make sure you talk to a tax professional because they have more details for you and what the qualifications are. Whether you're living in your first home or your 5th, it's a huge financial advantage to have some tax relief tied to the interest you pay each year. It's one thing you definitely don't get when you are renting. Be sure to work again with a tax professional to get the best possible benefits on your annual return. Number 3, Monthly housing costs are predictable. A third item noted in the article is how monthly costs become more predictable with homeownership, and I quote, as a homeowner, your monthly costs are most likely based on a fixed rate mortgage, which allows you to budget your finances over a long period of time, unlike the unpredictability of renting, unquote. With a mortgage, you can keep your monthly housing costs steady and predictable. Rental prices have been skyrocketing since 2012, and with today's low mortgage rates, it's a great time to get more for your money when purchasing a home. If you want to lock in your monthly payment at a low rate and have a solid understanding of what you're going to spend in your mortgage payment each month, buying a home may be your best bet. The bottom line, if you're ready to start feeling the benefits of steady savings and predictability that come with owning a home, again, let's get together and chat. Just give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. That is our real-time real estate. Again, we have got a couple more things to go over with you this morning. Top states for higher education, the 2020 edition. Understanding noise, trader risk. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
In the middle of our street.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure
sanitizer, they've got these solutions for you. Our friend Jeff Sipes and the Blue Water Credit team do a good job for the listeners of Ron Siegel Radio on a regular basis. We like to chat with Jeff. He gives a lot of great information to folks so that they can get their credit report corrected. Generally, not always, but generally we find if one's credit report is corrected, if the errors are removed, they end up having better credit scores. Get rid of remember, here's the issue. When you're dealing with credit in a credit report, there are three main rules. There are lots of laws that are involved, but there are three main rules that go into items on your credit report. Anything on the report must be complete, it must be accurate, and it must be verifiable. Those are the three primary items. If any one of those is missing, the item must come off the report. So when they look at those things and they're not accurate, well, a lot of times the reason they're not accurate is because it's bringing your score down. Just throw that out there for you. Top states for higher education, the 2020 edition, because getting a higher education is important in many professional fields. It can drastically change a worker's earning potential and therefore his or her ability to save. According to the 2017 statistics from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median weekly salary for someone with a bachelor's degree was $1,173, while it was only $800 for a person with just a high school diploma. Going to college is not cheap, of course. There are some states, though, where it is more affordable than others and offers a greater return on investment. To find the best states for students seeking higher education, this report analyzed data from all 50 states across the following 5 metrics: undergrad graduation rate, average net price, student to faculty ratio, 20-year return on investment, and in-state attendance rate. For details on the data sources, you can give us a call. We can get you that information. Key findings: East Coast states perform well, while the top 10 of the study include states from all 4 main census regional divisions. The Northeast, the Midwest, the South, and the West. 6 of the top 10 states for higher education are located on the East Coast. That would be Delaware, Virginia, New Jersey, Connecticut, North Carolina, and New York. Consistency at the top: 8 of the top of this year's top 10 states ranked among the 10 best states for higher education in all 6 editions of this study. The 2 exceptions are Indiana and Connecticut, which have finished 16th or higher over the past 6 years. Number 1 is Delaware. Delaware ranks 3rd overall in 3 of the metrics considered: student to faculty ratio at almost 14 students per faculty member, 20-year return on investment at $433,667, and in-state attendance rate at 52%. Delaware also finishes in the top 15 of the study for average net price across all of its 4-year public colleges and universities at $12,807. For recent graduates in the state looking for help managing any outstanding student debt, it might be time to speak to a professional financial advisor. Virginia was number 2. Although it has the 5th lowest average net price nationwide at $18,166, Virginia ranks 1st overall for the metric of undergraduate graduation rate at 72%. The Old Dominion's 4-year public colleges and universities also finished in the top 10 of the study for a low student to faculty ratio at roughly 15 students per faculty member, as well as for a high 20-year return on investment of almost $389,000. It's important for prospective and current students to be mindful of the lifetime costs of student loans as they consider their long-term financial plans. Number 3 was New Jersey, 2nd for the metric of undergraduate graduation rate in its 4-year public colleges and universities at 69%. It also finishes 7th best for its 20-year return on investment at a little over $409,000, and 13th best for student to faculty ratio at 16 students per faculty member. Indiana, 4-year public colleges and universities have the 8th lowest net price in the study at just $10,958. State also has the 13th best in-state attendance at its 4-year public colleges and universities, 37%, and 14th best student-to-faculty ratio at 16-1. Connecticut and Michigan tie for number 5. Tying for 5th place, again, Michigan and it says North Carolina, part of the report. Oh, it's a 3-way tie. Michigan, North Carolina, and Connecticut. It's tying for 5th place in the rankings. Michigan and North Carolina. Connecticut comes in 4th for the metric of undergraduate graduation rate at 66%. State also finishes 7th for best student to faculty ratio at 15-1. Furthermore, the state ranks with the top 15 for its relatively high 20-year return on investment, almost $368,000. Graduates who are looking to cut down on residual costs of an investment in their degree might consider an education refinance loan that best meets their needs. Again, all of these items are discussed in our upcoming seminars on the FAFSA and CSS programs, helping you understand what are your best options and even the done-for-you process. Again, Michigan ties for best, 5th best for higher education, along with Connecticut, North Carolina. Michigan does not rank in the top 10 for any particular metric, but it finishes within the top 15 of the metric for the metrics of in-state attendance at 38%, student-faculty ratio 16-1. Furthermore, the state ranks within the top half of the study for all of the remaining metrics. And number 5, as we in the tie, was North Carolina, tying for 5th place, along with Connecticut and Michigan. It comes in 7th for its relatively high undergraduate graduation rate, which is 65%. Graduates who are looking for opportunities after receiving their degree might wish to stay in the state, as 2 North Carolina cities are ideal for young professionals, even though the state ranks within the bottom half of the study for the 20-year return on investment at $257,000, 14th best for its relatively low average net price of almost $13,000. New York ranks in the top half of the study for 4 out of 5 metrics, all except in-state attendance. The average price of the 4-year public colleges and universities in the state of New York, 3rd lowest in the study at $10,167. Despite the relative affordability, it might still be wise to look into New York's 529 college savings program if your guardian planning to start saving for your child's future. Again, talk to one of our financial advisors about that. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that might hurt you in your FAFSA requirements. Number 9, California performs the best in the metric of 20-year return on investment on a 4-year public college or university education at $461,667, while the state unfortunately finishes last in the study for its high student-to-faculty ratio. It cracks the top 20 for other metrics, including 19th best undergraduate graduation rate, 57%, 9th lowest average net price at $11,032. Wyoming ranks 5th best for the student-to-faculty ratio at 15 students per instructor. State also comes in 15th overall for both its relative low net average and its relatively high ROI. Just a little bit of information there for you. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Our friend Jeff Sipes and the Blue Water team help you on a regular basis with that. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
I tried to swim against, broke me down.